Zappa Family Trust is releasing Halloween 81 this Halloween. Another amazing release by ZFT. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Internet? Welcome back to the channel. I am Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, and we are currently, I am currently reviewing ranking all Frank Zappa albums from #1 all the way up to that last one in the high 50s, whose title I refuse to say, and we are currently at number 17, Guitar. This is going to be kind of a rather short video because I don't really think I need to go into detail on each one of these solos that are contained on this incredible 2-disc compilation. But what this is much in the spirit of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, those 3 albums, and Transfusion, which would follow later. Guitar is a collection of guitar solos. That's it, guitar solos. Not the songs in which the guitar solos come in, but just the guitar solos. So if you're not familiar with Frank had a habit of doing this his entire career. He recorded almost all of his live concerts, and then because each guitar solo he played truly was unique and different and unlike any other, he then would take the guitar solos out of the song and give them new titles and release them as individual tracks. So for example, the 1979 Inca Roads performances, great performances. Each of those, most of those had absolutely amazing guitar solos in them. Frank hasn't released all those Inca Roads, but he has released now officially 4, if you include this album, 3 on Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, 1 here on guitar, of the guitar solos from those songs performed live. So literally just the guitar solo, and that's it. So this 2-disc album has, I think, a total of 32 guitar solos. A couple from 79, a couple from 81, and the majority from the 82 and 84 tours. It is sort of an overwhelming listen. I will agree, it's hard to listen because what it is it's a guitar solo, and then a guitar solo, and then a guitar solo, and then a guitar solo. So there's not breathing room in between where you get to listen to singing or like an instrumental passage that's not a guitar solo. You know, there's no contrast in this other than the fact that each guitar solo is different. If you are a fan of Frank's guitar solos, this, again, is an amazing compilation. I don't think there's a bad solo here. Some of them are better than others, of course. I like some of them better than others, but none of them bore me. I was trying to go through and list like my favorites, say, here, check out this one, check out this one. But every time I go back and listen, I think I discover something new in every guitar solo. So I'm like, oh, this one, I didn't appreciate this before, and now I do. Or I didn't appreciate this one before, and now I do. So they all just keep getting better. But the guitar solos you'll hear, some of them you can recognize the songs they're from, like the Inca Roads. There's Drowning Witch solos. There's a Charlena solo, which sounds exactly like Charlena. But then in 82 and especially in 84, Frank had a habit of he would play the song. Let's Move to Cleveland was a victim of this. Hot Plate Heaven at the Green Hotel was a victim of this. Whipping Post even at times was a victim of this, where he'd play the song and you'd get to that guitar solo and there'd be momentum, and Frank would all of a sudden have the band stop and start an entirely different vamp over which he would solo. So some of these solos you can't recognize the songs from which they're from, other than the fact that they don't sound like a song. So you have a good guess that it's like a Let's Move to Cleveland or a Hot Plate Heaven or a Whipping Post or one of those. Even what else is on here? A King Kong maybe, or a Pound for a Brown. Something in which the guitar solo vamp completely almost had nothing to do with the song. So it's a tough listen. I do recommend breaking it up into groups of 4 or 5 and dedicating time to, I'm going to listen to these 4 solos a couple times before I move on to these 4, because I think you get a greater appreciation of sort of the rhythm section for one. Frank's diversity in his guitar playing, how each solo really does have a different feel and a different tone. But if you listen to the entire disc 1, 17 solos in a row, after a while they do kind of blur together because there really is no line between the two. It's this solo ends, the next one immediately begins. But yeah, I love this. Again, it's one of those I will usually listen to it like maybe 20, 25 minutes at a time before moving on to something else, just because it can be overwhelming. But there's not a bad solo on here. Some of them are truly just phenomenal solos. You know, even if they start off in one place and you're not really that engaged in the first minute, wait, because it will probably go someplace completely different. Kudos to Chad Wackerman and Scott Tunis, who were the primary musicians on drums and bass. Wackerman on drums, Tunis on bass. I think because they're just supporting Frank, and you don't have to hear them amidst the keyboards and the songs and stuff, you get a better appreciation for really what they brought. Both amazing musicians. The 84, Wackerman's drum sound in 84 unfortunately sounds like an 80s drum sound, but it kind of works better with just the solos than it does in the actual songs, I think. Sometimes the electronic hand claps and like the stuff he does get kind of annoying, but I think in the context of solos, it works. And then there's a couple 79 tracks which feature Kaliuda and Barrow. Kaliuda on drums, Arthur Barrow on bass, and they're, again, phenomenal. City of Tiny Lights and Inca Roads, and I think that's it. Just those two on here, but both worth checking out. But yeah, there's also a sexual harassment in the workplace on here, which is an actual song. It opens up the whole thing, so it kind of feels like an official introduction. You're not literally diving headfirst into a guitar solo, though it is an instrumental with a guitar solo, and then that, of course, goes right into another guitar solo. In this instance, the Black Page number 2. 1981, 1982. I think it's a 1982 version. Phenomenal. But anyways, yeah, this is a great listen. Guitar solos. That's all it is. Completely instrumental. Yeah, and if you don't like guitar solos, avoid it. If you do, love it. Number 17, guitar, Frank. Check it out. Let me know. Let me know what your favorite guitar solo is. I think I'm going to go back and figure mine out. Maybe down in the comments below I'll post which ones I think are the best. And if there's any I don't like, maybe I'll post on that, but I don't think there are any I don't like. But yeah, that's it, man. Get this album, Guitar, Frank Zappa. Adios. Be safe, y'all. Subscribe.